So that's what it's called a biscuit. Okay, you want to go in the middle. When this opens up, on the top part will be the side A metal. On the bottom will be the side B metal. It moves over and it puts up all the way down. You guys take a look in there.
Yeah. Here's the back of the metal A and B. Wow.
So now what it's going to do, it's going to cut off the excess vinyl. You guys can touch this so you know how hot the vinyl is. Okay? If this label touches that hot vinyl without being cooked, it's going to split right in half because it is paper. Let me show you the oven that we baked our labels in. Every single one of our records has labels, and the labels need to be baked in an oven. Just like, just so that they can acclimate to the heat. So when they hit those, they can set it. Okay. So all this stuff was pressed today. Okay. It needs to sit overnight, 24 hours. So that they can settle because it is not vinyl. Okay, so all the stuff is pressed today. We're going to fill these up because we run 24 hours. So RTI exclusive poly sleeves. They're including the cost of the vinyl. These are 100% poly. Back in the day we used to use paper sleeves and they would scuff the record. So we just moved to the natural polish.
Softer.
This is one of our QC rooms, and you can actually see the breakdown of the plating process, and I'll explain that to you. Hi, Teresa. Okay, so remember I told you the first form of the record was the lacquer? Mm-hmm. Okay, from the master, this is like for HQ 180, what we call the three-step. The three-step would be the master, mother, and the stamper, okay? And from the stamper, you get the record. So for somebody that's doing like 500 records, we can get away with a two-step. Like I said, 7,000 records. We bypass the master. We go from lacquer, mother, stamper to the record. Okay. In here, they oversee the records. If there's something wrong with them, with what is that, chalk, Teresa, you guys use? Like a chalk pen?
Yes.
It's a chalk pen where they, say, okay, well, let's see, what this looks like. They go in and see on the microscope what's going on with the grooves.
It's like if you could see any imperfections and interesting.
Yeah, and they want to see if it plays first and foremost. If it causes a skip or something.
So I'm curious. So you ever put one of these on and you're like, what the hell is this person making? What kind of music is this?
Yes.
All the time. Yeah,
a lot of stuff. A lot of weird stuff.
Different types of genres all over. I mean, you have to really appreciate music to
do that job.
Yes.
You gotta listen to whatever anyone's making.
Yes.
A song only the person who made it could love, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that is true.
That's a cool room, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool decorations.
Yeah. There's one more place to show you guys. So like I said, everything that we do is packaged. Everything the first gift today will be packaged tomorrow.
Okay.
Jackets, we have shrink wrap machines, we have sewing machines. We like to get everything out of here pressed on a Monday, packaged on Tuesday, out of here on Wednesday. Okay.
It's quick.
Yes, and that's why we need all components here before we can issue out any work orders. We don't want records sitting around. It causes great confusion.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
So is the lead time all just backlog? Or
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a good problem.
Yes,
That's a good problem.
It is. This is the one more QC room. Bryce, I didn't even get your name. What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob,
Marcel.
Marcel.
Nice to meet you.
They're just on a tour, the local guys. I'm giving them a tour.
Kind of
You can squeeze in here. Basically, we hold all of our, not all, but a file copy from here. We've been here since 1972, so we've had to, clean out some stuff. And what would you say, like, how long have it been here? Like,
This is really probably only last 3-4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some that go.
I
back.
must say, you've made it very organized. Whoever put the labels and put them in order, very organized. Makes it a lot easier. Bryce and
2013, 2014, and forward we probably have one of everything,
one of everything.
and then these are all test
So
pressings.
you guys don't keep reorders. So let's say, for instance, there's a reorder and we pressed it SP915. Are you gonna keep the first one and the last
Yeah,
one?
we're kind of forced to keep
Like a master of each order.
sort of the most recent.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We'll try to. We really try to keep that very first pressing.
That we ever did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but if it goes.
Like 1984.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes probably outside of say 5 years, without being repressed, we have to make a decision at that point because
There's no way we can house
Space is
everything.
pretty limited.
Yeah.
These are all the test pressings.
we got to make room for you
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
So-
Right.
You have a
Yeah.
project coming up?
No, but
Oh.
in town, just we like music and big machines, so we're
Yeah,
here, right?
kind of nerds for manufacturing, so
Yeah.
wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
Well, this is pretty old school. So.
No,
Yeah.
it's cool though.
Yeah, it's really sick.
Sometimes it's cool
Is
to
there
see.
something you can show them, like on the microphone? I mean,
Oh,
on the
the scope?
scope thing?
Yeah, we got plenty of pictures
Oh yeah.
for sure. Scroll through, maybe you can find some.
So like I was explaining to you
Lift
guys
outs
that
or
they go
something.
quality control. We'll double check to see what's going on with grooves, and they can look and they take pictures, and it's very, very high tech.
Are there any projects that, like, for you guys specifically, were really cool to work on?
I know
Yeah.
Tupac. We
Tupac.
did.
I'd say for
Ooh.
me, that's probably one
Yeah,
of the coolest.
because they came
Yeah.
in with their whole crew and we were filmed, and
Yeah.
the whole thing. It was very
That's
very
awesome.
exciting. Yeah,
That's really cool.
Mhm.
That is pretty cool.
I think that was probably one of the biggest.
As far as like, I mean, the customer, I mean, they did the whole filming thing.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool. But I mean, just to see titles come through like, Stadium, Arcadium.
You guys
Chili
did that?
Peppers. We're
Yeah.
doing it right now.
Because I
Yeah,
saw a
Tom
copy of it
Press.
and I was like, oh, I wonder if
Yeah.
that's just sitting here or if you guys
No,
are
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it right
Yeah.
now.
Wow,
That's
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
yeah.
What?
A lot of the Doors,
The
Jimi Hendrix.
Racketeers.
Yeah,
I mean, all the classic
everything.
stuff.
Blue Note stuff. I mean,
know.
just all different kinds of genre. Indie
Wow.
rock. Sub pop's like indie rock, right? Indie rock. Fat Records, indie rock. Yeah.
I'll defer to my specialist.
Yeah, exactly.
Since working here, I've been kind of digging more into jazz, and we
Oh,
do
nice.
some of the best jazz that's ever been put on vinyl.
Blue Note?
Blue Note.
Yeah, I saw the Blue Note stuff getting pressed, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Here's
Let's
probably
see.
a crazy collection. Just like, you could just look through it forever.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably could.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, we
Unfortunately.
can't.
Yeah. We just file the shit away.
Yeah, just put it away.
So here's like,
Ooh.
we're hearing like a skip. So what's happening is the needle here is jumping out of this groove when they cut it. The lathe or something was uneven, but basically it lifted out. So it's going along, cutting the groove, and then it lifts out, and then it touches back down. So later, once we go through the whole manufacturing process, and you're playing the record, your needle jumps out here. It's called a lift out, and you can see where the needle skates over to the previous groove. So that's something where it's like, okay, we don't know exactly why there's a skip here, and then if you look under the scope, you see, oh, there's a lift out.
So
then at that point, we got to tell them to have it recut, and
So-
they go back to the beginning.
there's basically no QC until you started pressing. Like you just kind of you cut it and cross your fingers and then.
Well, we do a small run of
Mhm.
So this came.
They're
from-
called test presses.
I'm sure
Yeah.
this
Okay.
came up on a test pressing.
All right.
And so it wasn't like we were in production at this point. But
Yeah.
That's our moment to head anything off at the pass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So before it starts getting mass produced, we're
Yeah.
giving everybody their warnings.
So do you do test pressings with each set of stampers or just?
Well, So they cut it. They cut a lacquer and they send it to our plating department across the way, the parking lot, and then they go through the process of silvering it, and then plating it with nickel. And so from the lacquer, we make a master. From the master, we make a mother, which is like what this is. So this we keep on file, and we make stampers off of this.
Yeah.
So
For an initial job, yes, we will. Every set of stampers that we get, we're gonna test it. We hardly ever recommend a customer buying records and waiving the test pressings. It does happen, but you are responsible for any
Defects.
skip, any
Right.
defects at all.
Roll the dice.
Yeah.
Exactly. And mostly only reason why that happens is timing. You know, they have a release date and they just don't have time for, you know, the test pressing and all that stuff. So.
Right.
Is there even a
So-
significant price difference in it, or not really?
What do you mean? As far as the test pressing?
Yeah, like skipping the test pressing. Just,
Oh,
it's just
no.
more of a timing
Oh no,
thing.
no. It's only like $100. For
Okay.
HQ 180, it's $175. So
Oh,
I mean,
so
it's just
it's worth doing.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
worth doing.
Yeah.
So like I was just listening to this test and there's a really loud pop. And
Is that one mine?
yeah.
HAR
And
106?
yeah, so to me it sounds like there's a pinhole, which what
Wow.
happens is there's a little hole in the stamper, and so when they press it, it creates a little like nodule on the
Can we
record.
hear it?
And you can actually feel it with your fingertip if you go over right there.
Oh, you can. It's really slight.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's
So-
super slight.
So it's like naked to the eye.
So then
Yeah.
I go over
But-
and pull the mother, and we listen to this, and we make sure that it's not on here. So if it's not on here, then we can get a new stamper that shouldn't have that problem. But
You
if
can play the mother, actually.
Yeah, you can actually put it on here and play it.
That's pretty wacky. So do you use a specialized needle to play the mother, or is it just like an ordinary?
No,
No.
it's pretty straightforward.
Mhm.
Anything you would normally use to play the record can be used for the mother.
All right.
So let me.
They used to make specialized styluses where you could actually play the stamper,
Ooh.
but it's a negative.
It's
and
like a.
yeah.
It's just to like go back and.
It would ride. It basically rides over a mountain,
That's pretty wild.
so it's like that as opposed to just one needle
Yeah.
in the valley.
There's like the one old guy who's got a
Valley
garage
Death.
full of them, and once he's out,
So here's the pop that I heard. So it plays twice, but it's hitting the same bump basically that's over two grooves.
Hmm.
So if we order a new stamper from this, it shouldn't be on the next stamper. It was just kind of an anomaly that came up.
Okie dokie,
Crazy
guys.
I appreciate you guys showing us that.
thank you so much. Yeah, it was
thank
really
you,
cool.
man. Alrighty. Have a good one, guys.
Take it easy.
Okay. So, this is our shrink wrap machine. Everything, you know, when you see records in the store after they've been basically pretty much ready to sell. Okay?
Is it like a kid's record?
No, the shins is...
Oh, is
Oh, the shins.
Yeah,
It looked like a
no.
kind of a.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of, like I said, a lot of Sub Pop, a lot of Universal, Sony, Warner. We do a lot of a big league. So here is, it's dark, but basically whatever they package, like I said, we like to get it out. These are our inner packs. These inner packs basically go into another box, which we call a master pack. They move from here next door to the shipping department, and we get them out.
Oh, wow.
We just don't like records to sit around. Causes
It takes up space,
it
confusion.
takes up space and confusion. You
Yeah.
don't want to put the wrong records in the wrong jackets. And
Might
so
upset
forth.
someone.
Yes, yes. That's pretty much RTI in a nutshell, guys.
Awesome.
That's cool. Thank
Yeah.
you. I really appreciate you showing us this.
Oh, no problem.
There's more to it than I thought, actually.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. A lot of people think it's like CDs, you know, just a machine that stamps. No.
It's a
Yeah, no.
very
Every
human
record-
process.
Every record is different.